Good morning, everyone. This is Tony from our Alabama homestead. And I don't know about where you are, but we had quite the storm here last night. And that particular tree there dropped some pretty sizable limbs. And actually one of them while I was walking by. So I'm just being cautious around that one right now. They do tend to get moss growing on the limbs. And I don't know if it's just the wetness and the weight. And we do have a lot of trees right against the house. Now, these fig trees that I planted in these great big pots last year are doing quite nicely. And these ones I stuck in the pots this year, so we'll see. And actually, they're in smaller pots in the bin. I don't know if you can see that, but there is a smaller pot there, and that one's even smaller again. So, and then I just put leaves around it. And this one also has soil at the bottom, but it didn't, we'll see if these take. Yes, the crazy fig tree lady. I also did plant quite a number of them in little pots that I had growing on my kitchen window ledge, and I even stuck some rosemary cuttings. All I did was just stick them in the dirt around it. So hopefully these will all take. Some of them, the figs are growing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pots here, and I've just put them outside so that this bed is going to act as a bit of a nursery and hopefully take care of those. And I also stuck some more branches just directly in the ground here, and they do seem to be putting out leaves. Whether they're putting out roots or not, we won't know till we dig them up. But the moisture is certainly allowing these things to grow. And the rosemary seems to be doing good. They've been in those pots for at least a month, at least a month. Now this bed that I made here is more of a nursery. These are not going to stay there. I will be digging them out when I come back. I've also planted some black-eyed Susan seeds in here and some sunflower seeds all around this bed as well. Once again, don't know if anything will come up. We certainly have a lot of growth, but that could be, most of that is just the growth from seeds that were in this ground to begin with. So we won't know till we come back. Now, the rock wall I have here, I know, if you know, I have this interesting staircase up to the upper level here. And I've got a rock wall and a rock wall here. And I did plant some rosemary cuttings that I grew in these little peat pots, like that one, around here as well. So I've got like about 7 of those that I remember planting in amongst this. I also put some oregano seeds, just threw it in. Don't know if anything will come up, but we're trying. Now on the top layer, let's go up these stairs here. On the top layer, I planted some sage right along the top edge here. And once again, I just stuck seeds in the ground, so we have no idea if and when they'll come up. And in this pot, I had some parsley. I also have another pot with parsley growing. Hopefully some of them will take someplace. And this is one of my azalea bushes. And I just noticed, oh lovely, I'm gonna miss these, but look at this. Look at that. Look at those beautiful buds just starting to come out. So, yes, I will be missing all the beautiful azaleas because I won't be here. And it's likely, I think we left on April the 20th last year, and they had They were just beautiful by then. So it is what it is. We won't be staying in April this year. But this whole bush seems to have put out all kinds of buds. So they'll put on quite a show whether I'm here or not. Now, as I said, this tree over here did drop some limbs. And one of them actually as I was walking by, so that was pretty unnerving when I realized what was going on. But I just picked them up and put them in that pile over there. Like, we have remnants of some limbs that have dropped, and I really haven't had time to clean them all. But yeah, I picked up the limbs that had fallen and just added them to this pile here. Today is a beautiful sunny day. It is damp. It is beginning to be humid. And yeah, we're just doing our final cleanup. I did mow the front lawn yesterday, so some of it will be done. I also planted some butternut squash seeds just along my cardboard here, and some along there as well. Have no idea if any of that will grow and come to fruition, but hopefully one or two plants will survive and I'll have a few homegrown butternut squash. But if like I said, I'm not here for the duration. Can't, I'll check in July, and if something has come up, I'm sure I could plant it again in July, so we might try again. And I also removed the hoses and put them in the well house, and my garden rakes and shovels, and they're in the well house. So everything is pretty much locked up right now. And yes, we are leaving. Not much choice in the matter. If we could stay, we would, but we can't. So we would like to come back in July for at least a month, and then again in the fall, late fall, early winter, and stay again for the cold months. Now, my big beautiful fig tree is also putting out leaves, so it's doing quite well. And yes, part of coming back in July is to harvest figs and process tomatoes. We did use up most of the tomatoes that I processed last year, so we did have homemade pasta and even store-bought pasta. I fluctuate between the both of them. And so yeah, I think I have half a dozen jars left. So when I come back in July, I'll make sure I let the tomatoes ripen a little bit better next time. And I'll have time to do that. I know now that when you get tomatoes here, they're not really ripe. And we have to let them ripen before I process them. So that's it. We're just doing the final touches to leave. Mark did do a burn barrel the other day, so that's done. And just locking up, I think. And Mark wants to clean the camera lenses so that we can keep an eye on the place while we're gone. As well, we'll likely talk to one of our neighbors. He offered to keep an eye on the place and let us know. And definitely, if a tree falls on the house, we would like to know, and we'll make a quick run down here, and but hopefully that won't happen. The house has been up for 40 years without any damage that I can see, so hopefully it'll stay up for another 40 and at least 20 for us. Anyway, this is Tony from our Alabama homestead, and saying goodbye for now.